Good evening. Welcome to Ashland's Chronicle. Tonight, our guest is Terry Weiser. I'm Martin Shapiro, your host, and Terry is going to tell us all about her past, what brought her to Ashland, why she's running a successful business, how come she heads the Ashland Business Association, and anything else that I can think of to make her nervous tonight. Terry, you got to Ashland by a long, roundabout route, and I think our listeners would love to hear about it. Where did you come from? Where were you born?
Born in New Bedford, Massachusetts. It's about an hour from here. One of 7 children. Very loving, kind family, not dysfunctional in any way. Well, there's actually a few things in the closet, but we don't want to talk about those. Graduated from high school and became a hippie.
That's quite an interesting turnabout.
Yeah, that's about it.
Does everybody in New Bedford turn out to be a hippie?
In 1970, yes. yes. 1970, everybody was a hippie. I was a Catholic hippie.
A Catholic hippie.
Which meant
that's a rare one, I imagine.
That is a rare one. That is one that looks the part, but doesn't do any of the things that go with it. That's how we were in the beginning. Then we learned.
I know your family was devoted to Catholicism. One of your brothers is a priest, is he not?
Yes, Catholic priest. He just left a parish in Seekonk. He'd been there, I don't know, 15 years, and now he was named chaplain of the prisons in whatever county he lives in.
Yeah, it's down...
Suffolk, I think.
Yeah, Suffolk includes Boston.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, so, well, but it may be a big county, I don't know.
I think there's like 3 or 4 prisons. I don't think he has anything else besides that.
Yeah.
And he lives at home with my mother, and my other brother lives there too. So my mom, instead of being alone and peaceful, has her 2 boys back.
How about that? She cooking and fussing over them and all that?
Basically, no. She tries to. She's hard of hearing, so she wears a hearing aid, and she wears it so that we'll think she's listening, but she actually doesn't even turn it on. She's a little bit of a character. I get nothing from her. I'm not anything like that.
I can't believe that. I really can't believe that.
Actually, there's 7 of us, and I am the calmest of the others.
Wow.
They're all much crazier than I am.
Wow. That's really...
Yeah.
I've got to meet the rest of the family.
Oh, yeah.
I find this hard
You don't want to meet them. You don't.
Your mother reminds me of a friend of mine who was profoundly deaf, or had a profound hearing loss. I think is perhaps the best way of stating it. And he had a hearing aid. In those days, the amplifier was right here on his chest. And when he got married, the rabbi was talking right into his microphone, and he turned it off. He couldn't stand it during his wedding ceremony. His wife was fit to be tied. But they had a long, happy marriage.
Oh, well, that's good.
You actually became a hippie and went off to some other part of the world, and where?
Several other parts.
And you didn't go by yourself either.
No. We, my sisters and I, 2 of my sisters and I, and a niece, bought an old bread truck that had been converted into a camper, and we took off for to see the world. We didn't get very far. We went up and down the East Coast several times, and then landed in Florida, where we eventually blew up the truck. But not on purpose. I mean, there were no...
The engine went or something like that?
Yeah, the engine went. It threw a rod, and they don't make those things anymore. It was a S-120 Harvester, and they didn't make them.
Oh, my goodness. An International Harvester truck. I haven't seen one of those in a long, long time.
We lived in it.
Yeah, wow.
We eventually parked it into one of those, you know, those garages that you put storage in?
Right.
We actually put bread truck in there and rented the place. And then instead of storing the truck, we lived in it.
Wow.
In the garage. But we weren't the only tenants. There were lots of other people living there. It was cheap rent, though, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And one of those
Like $50 a month or something.
So we lived there. I don't know. I think we were pretty crazy living in the garage.
Was that in Florida?
Yep. And then after that, we kind of broke up, the three sisters. And we ended up, well, I think one of my sisters and I ended up in Denver, Colorado. And from there, she went her way, and I was invited to a Bible study class. Mind you, at that point in my life, I had ventured into the narcotics realm.
Oh, boy.
Yes, not a good thing. Children, say no to drugs. So, and then I went to the Bible study thing, and then I never had anything to do with it again.
And
I jokingly and very lovingly call it a cult. And it sort of was in a way, but it's not really anything like some of the cults you hear of today, like selling things and shaving their heads and whatever else they do.
Blowing up buildings in Oklahoma.
That's probably a cult. And then the people that just left recently,
Right.
on Hale Bop or something.
On Hale Bop, right.
So if you put us with them, we're Jewish. No, kidding.
My congregation is going to kill me.
Sorry. It was a slight joke. Yeah, so we wouldn't be a cult then, and I stayed in that for 15 years. And I traveled with that ministry, and we never lived anywhere more than a year. 4 years of that 15, I was at Bible college. I supposedly have a theology degree, which is probably disputable by some records. I think you have to be accredited. We were, we weren't, we were, we weren't. You know, community couldn't decide whether we were a cult or we were just a Bible study class. But there were several hundred of us. It was a college campus, so needless to say. And I took all those motivational technique, Dale Carnegie courses and all that stuff. Took Hebrew, took Greek. Trust me, I didn't pass any of those classes, so. I stayed there for 15 years. Moved all over the place, teaching the word and inviting people to my home to share God's love.
Great. Some of it was good, I'm sure.
All of it was good until we reached the higher echelon, as you were, and found out that the people on the top that we had respected were not really who they said they were, and they were into all the things that they shouldn't have been into as men of God. And I chose to leave. At that point, I left.
Smart move. Smart move.
Well, that was 15 years. One marriage and 2 kids.
Yeah. About when did you get married?
Got married probably 76. Yeah. And we got out. Now, I got in when I was 21, and I left when I was 34. So, how many years? No, 36.
Well, that comes out to 15 years.
Yeah, okay, 36.
Yeah.
That's how old I was when we left. That's how old I was when my first husband and I divorced. So I was 36. 36, and by then we had moved to Massachusetts. We were doing a fellowship in Holliston, and we left. That's when we left. And that's when the marriage broke up, and then I moved to Ashland with my 2 girls.
Well, welcome to Ashland. A little bit late, but welcome to Ashland.
Now you know how old I was then.
Oh, we can
Graduated in 1970, blah, blah, blah. Yes, I'm 32.
And I'm 33.
Okay, well then, I thought you looked a little older than me.
I have a problem with this. Most of my friends are 30 years younger than I am. And
Could be because you're feisty for a guy, like, you know.
over 100.
Well, I don't know if you're over 100, but you're older than me.
Right, oh yeah, oh, by far. Well, you said something back there about you were working on a fellowship. You're not talking about the kind of fellowship you get when in college, where you like a scholarship?
No. A fellowship is just their word for home Bible study. That's all we ever did when I was involved in it on my levels. I was in the house, and we always had the Bible open. So from my point of view, and from my standpoint, I never did anything wrong, and I just loved people.
Yeah. In this love of people and in your study of the Bible, to what extent did you get into ethics?
Oh, a lot. We had a class in it, which is so totally ironic because the president and founder, who's no longer alive, taught it. And I think he broke all the commandments.
He broke all the commandments,
Oh,
afterwards.
absolutely.
Yeah. Wow, that's awful.
All of them.
That's awful.
Or had part in all of them.
Yeah.
And that was who we didn't worship him, but I mean, we had a lot of respect for him.
Yes, yes.
When you find out 15 years is a long time.
Yeah, yeah. Had he been breaking them all those 15 years? Or
Don't know.
He certainly did towards the end, at any rate.
Yeah, I don't know how long he did it because I only have bits and pieces from victims. So
Victims,
I left.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. That's good for you.
I met a lot of good people there, and I have still some friends.
I can well imagine. That's, to me, a religion is one thing, but if it's strictly, study and no action, no ethical action, or result or whatever it is, then it sort of falls apart. But you actually...
We had ethics.
You had
on
ethics.
our level.
That's great.
I never hurt anybody. I never lied to anybody during that time. Nothing. I tried to help people.
Yeah, and you still do. And,
Well,
yeah.
that remains to be seen.
Well, you got here to Ashland 10 years ago.
Actually, I think it's 11.
11 years.
See, now you can count all that up with all those other figures.
All right, gee, we might make you a year older.
You may make me 75. Hello.
And then what happened when you got to Ashland?
11 years ago. Well, I had my 2 little girls. What happened? Did I tell you something happened?
Well, your life changed a little bit soon thereafter.
And that would be what? No.
Well,
Soon after.
Soon after. You, well, maybe not too soon. You met various people, including...
My husband.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm sure he'll appreciate that pause. Yes. But that was 5 years ago.
I got you in trouble already.
So 11, soon after, I didn't think...
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was pushing things here a bit.
Yeah, trying to skip something on your notes. No, I met him, what can I say, love at first sight. He asked me to marry him 5 days after I met him.
Really?
We were engaged within a week, I don't know, a month. And we met the end of May, we were married in October.
Wow, that's really something.
Candlelit John Stone's Inn.
Isn't that wonderful? I never knew anything happened at John Stone Inn except people went there to eat. And
No, they went there to make out too in the bar area. The
Oh, did
couches.
they really?
Yeah, there were couches.
Yeah.
And that's where he gave me my diamond.
How about that?
So we were making out by the fireplace.
Legitimately.
That's right.
Okay. Well, that's wonderful, and that's a great place for us to take a break. We're about to take a break at any rate, and we got you married, and we got through this first segment successfully, and you're still smiling.
Yep.
Very good. So, are we off, Barbara?
Emperor penguin of Antarctica balances his unborn offspring on his feet for weeks in sub-zero temperatures. Then, after it hatches, he provides shelter for the chick in a fold of skin and feathers. If the father is unwilling or unable to do this, the chick will not survive. Just a reminder how important it is for fathers to spend time with their children.
Said this funny voice. It's me, the prince.
We're going to go back on. Yeah, we're back. So Terry, now that I've looked at my notes and so forth, I know what happened 10 years ago. You were divorced. And that's, at the same time you got to Ashland.
Yes.
So, that's
Clean start. Clean, fresh start in Ashland.
great, great. Did you move into the place that you're living in now?
Yeah.
Or you did,
Yeah,
really?
I've been there the whole time.
Great.
Well, I had one other little apartment, but just for a short time.
And-
But, yep, I've been in that apartment for 10 years, almost 11, something like that. Who knows? Catch me in my lies.
Yeah.
It's okay.
But you're a lot happier here, I assume.
Than anywhere else I've ever been?
Yeah, I hope so.
Yes, honey, I am. No, yes, I'm very happy. I'm very happy. I mean, my life's not perfect. I don't get a paycheck from either one of the businesses I own. Thank God my husband, you know, works and works hard, and otherwise I would be still a bag lady at Shaw's, which is what I was.
Well, there's lots of bag ladies at Shaw's and bag men, too.
Yeah,
And
that's right.
And I was one for a while,
All
too.
right.
Yeah. That's,
Bag man.
You have to, I think you have to do that to appreciate what they go through when we come in and drive them crazy.
Yes.
You know, oh, I forgot to get something. Stand still for a while I run down the back of the store and get it. Things like that. You know, that's one of my favorite tricks. Just get them aggravated. I'm joking. I'm joking.
These are things you do in your spare time. I think they should call the name of this show something to do with Bagman Speaks. That would be great.
That sounds great. We'll rename it.
Okay.
I don't like the name Ashland's Chronicle anyhow because
Well, I like it. I don't know what it means, but I don't know what chronicle means.
I'm not quite sure either.
Well, at least you're not making me look really stupid.
Yeah.
Now that we both look stupid. Chronicle, like something is in chronological order.
Well, it's a
So
favorite. Yeah.
it goes in a, that's why we're going from birth to now. It's a chronological, so chronicle.
You're right. You're
La, la,
right.
la.
Never thought of that.
Correct?
Never thought of that.
Well, it
it's
would be
correct.
the-
You're absolutely right.
Comes from a Greek word I used to know. No, I'm kidding.
Actually, my first encounter with the word chronicle was the Reading Chronicle. I grew up in the small town of Reading here in Massachusetts, and our newspaper, which some people used to call the Weekly Lie, but it was called the
Did you
Reading
work on
Chronicle.
that?
No,
Oh.
I used to contribute articles once.
Oh,
in a
I'm
while.
sure you did. Yes, we both like to write articles.
Right. I've only seen one of your letters, but it was good. That much I remember, and that's one of your one of the things you like to do is to write. And
I do, and I pity the soul that's on the other end of it.
Have you done anything like short stories or?
I have, but I've never published them.
Oh, what a shame.
Yes, well, I
Well,
don't know if this world's ready for them. I'll have to
well,
clean them up a bit.
Oh, okay. It's tough to get published anyhow. It really
Yeah.
is. I mean, it's so discouraging. I don't know how people who do it for a living ever get to that
I
point.
know.
Yeah.
They have to have rich, rich spouses
Yeah.
because it takes a lot of hard work. Someday I might do something like that. I would love to. I read all the time. Well, I used to. Now I don't have any time, so.
You know, that would be nice. Maybe when your new venture, the embroidery business, gets really lucrative, runs by itself with with lots of help, of course. Maybe you can sit in the back of the store and do some writing instead of running the machines.
Actually, if we ever got that big, I would write my stories from Florida. I wouldn't sit in the back of the room. I would visit them via the fax, but I wouldn't sit in the back room, Martin. If I won the lottery, I'd be in Florida.
You'd really be in Florida.
Yeah.
Florida was not one of your favorite states, if I remember.
I know, but that's where old people go to retire, and pretty soon I'm going to be old.
No, you're not. Being old is a state of mind.
Correct.
Not necessarily a
And I plan
physical.
on being very old in my state of mind very shortly.
I don't believe that. You'll probably be a feisty 90-year-old before you start thinking of retiring.
Yes, feisty, that's a good word. I can see that, yes. In blue jeans.
In blue jeans, that's
Yeah,
fine.
because, you know, we don't dress up.
Blue jeans are fine. I don't like the ones that are all ragged with holes in the knees.
Oh,
and
those are my
things.
favorite.
Oh, those are your favorite?
Absolutely,
I'm
with peace
sorry.
signs embroidered all over them. Yes. You should see my jeans that I wore to that dance the ABA did.
Oh my God, I
I
didn't
had
go to it.
peace signs, I had Save the Earth, I had hearts, all kinds of stuff all over them.
Wow.
Embroidered.
I noticed the jacket that was in your car when you pulled up.
I have it under the table to
yeah.
show it to you whenever you want to see it.
Oh, go ahead. Let's show it to the audience. I noticed there was a piece sign.
Oh, lots of people have seen it already.
Yeah.
This is the back of my jean jacket, or one of my jackets.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Where am I going to hold this? In front of my head?
Probably. I'm not sure how
Okay,
the
moving
camera
it
can
in
pick
front
it
of
up.
my head.
How about that? Time keeps on slipping into the future. Oh, a class of 1970. Oh, that
See
was
the
your-
peace sign?
Yeah. Down at
I
the
embroidered
bottom.
all of that.
Yeah. I hope the camera picked it up.
Can I put it down now?
Yeah, you better. Otherwise, it's difficult to talk to you.
I was making faces and stuff.
Good opportunity.
That's right, I was.
Great.
That's the embroidery place at 7981 Main Street here in Ashland.
Great.
Fairly new business.
Yeah, you brought a sample. That's wonderful. I was really impressed with that. The embroidery place is Terry's new venture. It's joined. It's next door to it, and really part of your older but wiser used clothing
It pays
store.
its own rent, has to pay its rent, and my partner is Nancy Piccone, and I couldn't do it without her, and she couldn't do it without me.
Oh, I didn't realize you had a partner. Was that Nancy who was here?
Yes,
before?
the one in the little UPS uniform.
I thought she was
Shorts.
I called her a Girl Scout.
I know. I'm sure she appreciated that.
Yeah.
Yes, her and I run the embroidery place, and we started it in February, and it's going fairly well. We embroider something every day for somebody.
That's wonderful. It's wonderful. Would you care to describe the method by which you do this embroidering? I think it's fantastic. I saw it, and I'm really impressed.
Okay, well, we sit down on these like old chairs that we got out of a dentist's office. Well, actually, we got it out of his trash. And we get a needle and we get thread.
No,
and we
you
sit
don't.
there
No,
for
you don't.
hours with about 6 other 75-year-old ladies, and we embroider till our fingers are bleeding.
No, that's not so. That's one of Terry's jokes. Tell him the truth, Terry. I would not be impressed if you were doing it by hand.
Okay. Some people thought that that's what we were going to be doing.
I'm sure they were.
No, it's all computerized. It's we have a computer, and there's software inside of it. Okay, not
Right.
the keyboard, not the monitor, the other part. We had to take that apart, and somebody put something in there.
Oh, good.
Okay, it's not just a disc that you slip in.
They put some smarts in there.
That's right. More brains.
Yeah.
And then it's a special embroidery program. I know a really lot about computers. Anyway, and then it's hooked up to an embroidery machine that goes with the brains. And then you type into the computer what you want, and then you send it over there per stitch count. And the machine picks it up and sews it out for you.
Beautiful. I noticed that you were demonstrating it to somebody, or you actually were selling a product to somebody while I was there, and you put the image on the screen, and then you adjusted it. You made it smaller, you made it larger.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it does take a little bit of talent.
Yeah.
I don't know as it's artistic.
Well, it's a form of art. It certainly is. I mean, you have to have your eye has to make the final judgment.
Right, but trust me, I've never been artistic, so it's got to be fairly technical, I think, maybe more so than artistic, because I don't know, as I can't do anything artistically.
You know, to me,
I have no talents whatsoever.
Yeah.
I've told you all at town meeting, I am not an expert in anything.
you're developing some talent.
I'm a diamond in the rough.
You are.
I know.
You
Just need a
really
little
are.
polish. People have been saying that to me for years. People have tried to polish me. It's just not going to happen.
Well, it'd probably be a waste if they did, because you probably wouldn't be as outspoken and as original and all that. You know, if
I was told eclectic.
eclectic. That's good. That's good. Flexible,
Resourceful.
resourceful. Right. I like that. That's a pretty good description. Now, I don't know whether the people here that are watching us know that you're the head of the Ashland Business Association. How long has that been going on?
Well, I think 4.5, 5 years. I was not a founding member. Stu from Sunnyside, Bill from Beck and Green, Fred Paradise from Dave's TV, and several other businessmen in town they broke away from the Metro West Chamber of Commerce. No offense. And I guess they just wanted more of a small town community thing. And Stu Bloomstein, actually, right after I opened Older But Weiser, the children's resale store located at 79 Main Street, invited me to an ABA meeting, Ashland Business Association meeting. They really didn't have a name for it. And I went. A couple of months later, I was the treasurer. The next year, I was the president. I've been the president ever since, and that's only because there's no man there who wants the job. I'm a figurehead, and they're all abusing me all the time.
There's also apparently no other woman that wants the job either. Because a lot of your members are women.
No, I think, well, it's probably 50-50. There's 60 financially active members, and then we have several honorary members that we like to send them to, like yourself.
Right.
Newsletters, and, you know, like the selectman, town manager, school committee, so that they know what's going on in the ABA, the Ashland Business Association.
I think it's a great organization. I think it's done a lot for the town. I don't think the town knows how much it's done for as the average citizen. I doubt if he knows what the ABA has done for him. And
there's certain reasons, there's certain things about it that work only because the people that are in there, those business owners, they really care about the community. And we gave our first scholarship to a high school student this year from the Ashland Business Association, and it was really exciting that we had raised enough so that we could give something back to the youth. And it was quite exciting. The vice president, Bill Gath from Beck and Green, he presented it at graduation. So it was quite nice for us to be able to do that for our first time.
I think it's wonderful. I really think it's wonderful. I was worried when you actually started this that you'd have difficulty in making a decision. It'd be difficult to weigh who was deserving and who.
Oh, everyone that applied was deserving.
Yeah.
But someone stood out in the crowd, and all four people that were on they were all in agreement.
That's great.
So it was very nice.
That's great. Well, with that, too many Barbaras around here. Every time I put this thing on, I make some reference to Barbara. It's only because I see so much of her. But you're Terry.
Yeah.
With this, at this point, we're about to wind up. And it's been a pleasure having you here.
Thank you, Mark.
We've had a few good laughs, and wish you well with the embroidery shop. I think everybody should go in and see your machinery and see the beautiful results that you get, and keep up the good work with the Ashland Business Association.
Well, thank you.